Ladies and gentlemen, hello to each and every one of you. Once again, you are welcome here on the platform for Awakening Consciences. In today's international news, yesterday in North Korea, North Korean President Kim Jong Un shed tears. He shed tears in front of the coffins during the solemn ceremony held to pay a heartfelt tribute to the brave North Korean soldiers who tragically fell in the contested Kursk region. You must understand that North Korea, in a significant and crucial strategic move, actively helped Russia to meticulously clear the entire Kursk region. This was because, indeed, the formidable forces of NATO had deeply and aggressively penetrated into this vital Russian region, posing a substantial threat. They had truly invaded. If it hadn't been for North Korea's help, it would have been very difficult for Russia, it must be said. But at first, both sides kept it hidden. And when Zelensky announced that North Korean soldiers were taking part in the conflict, neither Russia nor North Korea made any statement. They neither denied it nor confirmed it. But as the days went by and the months passed, it eventually became clear that North Korea had indeed joined the fray to fight against Ukraine, but not on the Ukrainian front, on the Russian front. Because, as you know very well and are undoubtedly aware, there is an existing and significant agreement between Russia and North Korea, formal and binding pact, whose Article 4 is a direct and unequivocal copy of Article 5 of the NATO Charter. This Article 4 of the Strategic Pact between North Korea and Russia obliges one of the parties to intervene militarily if the territory of either party is attacked. So it is within this framework that North Korea participated. So Kim Jong Un shed tears is a very clear message. It's the result of a deep frustration at seeing his own brothers in arms, his own friends, his own fellow citizens go to their eternal rest, like this, let's say, needlessly because of NATO's scheming, or at least that of the Western minority. The message behind Kim Jong Un's tears is very powerful. We will come back to this. And so, in this video conference, this is the current event we are going to discuss. But before we continue, I ask you to share the video conference as much as possible. Give it lots of likes. And if you follow me on Facebook, please join me on our YouTube channel. There you go. Very soon, it is highly likely that we will no longer continue broadcasting on Facebook, but only on YouTube. Let's dive deeper. According to official information, and based upon what we have meticulously observed, the esteemed North Korean leader Kim Jong Un, through the significant events that transpired yesterday, has now officially acknowledged the substantial military losses incurred by North Korea in the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Not in Ukraine, but in the context of the Russia-Ukraine conflict. North Korean leader Kim Jong Un publicly paid tribute to North Korean soldiers. Normally, you could have done this discreetly. But why give such solemnity to such an event if the message behind it isn't clear? The message is to tell the Western minority, yes, you are doing everything you can, but we will never tolerate you. Never again in this world will we tolerate you. On the contrary, I would say that Kim Jong-un's tears signify his determination, his ultimate desire for revenge against the Western minority. Yes, indeed, those very tears that were shed yesterday, those profound and deeply felt tears, are truly the formative experiences that profoundly shape and define a human being's character and emotional depth. Even though some media claim that certain high-ranking North Korean officials were forced to cry, when you see your head of state crying, you will cry too. And the ceremony was so solemn that as he shed tears, Russian songs were sung to demonstrate the synergy of action, to show the symbiosis that exists and must continue to exist between the two nations. Kim Jong-un's tears are significant. It means that North Korea has made a great sacrifice for Russia. Russia must acknowledge this, and Russia must remain committed to the logic and the path of friendship established with North Korea. He publicly paid tribute to North Korean soldiers who are said to have been sent to their eternal rest, who were sent to their eternal rest fighting for Russia. So, images broadcast by North Korean state television showed an emotional Kim Jong Un saluting coffins draped with the North Korean flag. These images also showed photos of Kim Jong Un with pictures of North Korean soldiers alongside Russian troops. And above all, what stood out was a blood-stained notebook. A notebook that had blood all over it, right? It belonged to a North Korean soldier on the battlefield in the Russian region of Kursk. This notebook was presented. This even marks the first very open admission by North Korea that it has lost men in the context of the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Now, the question remains as to how many soldiers North Korea has lost. For now, no figures have been given. But at the time, the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense had announced that more than 6,000 North Korean soldiers were already present in the Russian region of Kursk. So, regarding this number, is it accurate? This number has not yet been confirmed by North Korea, but more importantly, how many have been sent to their eternal rest? The number is not known for now. And so ultimately, what should be remembered is that this ceremony, with this display of empathy towards the fallen soldiers by Kim Jong Un, is a very clear message both to NATO and to Russia. For Russia, Russia will have to forever acknowledge the sacrifices made by North Korea. Ever since they established their alliance, Russia has not yet lost any soldiers in trying to defend North Korea. It is North Korea that has just taken the first step, whereas Russia must remain grateful. And so this gratitude is reflected in the fact that Russia must remain within the framework of their mutual military assistance partnership. And secondly, it is to tell NATO and the Western minority that we are ready. We are ready. This is what you are doing to us. But we will never give up. And so, this is the message we can take away from this news. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the top international news story. Please share it as much as possible. I'll be back with more news shortly. This was the voice of your one and only Samurai.